Can can these people even hear me? Today you're all grumpy. Why? Why do you- Hello, is someone here? Can someone just say they hear me at least? At least.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, so let us go through.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, so let's go through practice one. I think this was practice one. Uh, it was dealing with staff registration. I'm not sure if I have the documentation somewhere. Let's see. Should be this one. Alright, yeah, the correct one. So every time my good people, oh sorry, good afternoon. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is doing well. Everyone so far has had a fantastic and a productive day. All right, so practice one, let's try to go through it together. So every time you are given an assessment to do, basically we will provide the screen dumps for you so that you can follow what's happening. And the questions will always be structured like this. 1.1, we will be maybe saying something on a particular control. In this case, is a T edit, and that T edit is edit first name. Now, this 1.1, what will usually happen is in that application, I hope there are no answers in there. There are answers. But anyway, you can just delete like that. So, what will always happen is this file will always come written with a comment like that, which says 1.1, meaning whatever that is going to be whatever that is going to be explained under 1.1, that is all the code that you are supposed to do inside that event handler. And if I can be honest with you, if you are able to interpret the English written on the question, you basically have the answer and the solution. Because in all honesty, what we are doing actually, we are giving you I think it's called an algorithm or a pseudocode, something like that. If you take a close look at all of this is actually an algorithm, because an algorithm is just the steps that you need to take to reach the solution. So 99% of the time, the answer will be in front of you. 99% of the time. 1% of the time, that's where you have to apply logic and at the same time convert this English to C++. I am telling you the honest truth. The answer is always in front of you. If you can interpret this line, you are sorted for life. But without wasting any further time, let's get into it. So 1.1, create an event, create an on exit event for this control, which is edt first name, that will execute when the user is done entering their first name. Write the following code for this event to generate a staff email. So basically 1.1 is about generating a staff email. Also look at this part. Write the following code. This should tell us that this in actual terms, this is actually code. It's just that it is written in plain English. So let us start. Number one, before we generate the staff email, what we are supposed to do is ensure that the last name value is not blank. So let us go to that. Ensure that the last name value is not blank. Great. So to do that, we first have to deal with the first name control. EDT first name. You want me to zoom or the font is fine?
Please zoom in.
Okay. Zoom. All right. So first thing first, we want to check if someone or the user has actually supplied their first name. So to check that, we are going to say EDT first name if the text is not equals to the blank. This is one way of doing it. We are going to first take the text from that EDT and check if it is not equals to a blank. So because now we are comparing what's on the left and what is on the right, what we basically want to do is have an if statement because we are comparing. So if the value or if the text inside EDT first name is equal to blank, then we want to just tell the user that they should enter that first name. So let's go and say, please ensure first name entered, something like that. And then we also want to stop this method from executing further. We want to stop this event from executing further by doing a return. So if we were to use a string method, an ANSI string method, we would actually say dot is empty. Dot is empty, which is the same answer as the one that I have provided initially. If our text inside TEdit is empty, then show this message to the user. But now if it is not empty, we want to do some things there. So 1.1 is sorted. 1.1 is sorted. And then now, since it is not empty, we can build a staff's suggested email address according to the following rules in the format of surname initial at tut.ac.za. So our email should be in the following format. And then these are the rules that we need to follow when we create that email address. So they are saying the surname, it must have the first letter capitalized and the other letters will be in lowercase. Also, capitalized first letter to serve as initial. So from the name, we are going to only get the initial, and after getting the initial, we are going to also capitalize it. And then lastly, we must join the previous two. Okay, mistake here. The previous two, meaning 1 and 2, with at tut.ac.za. And then there's a screen dump there. If the person enters Langa, and then the first name is Relebogile, and then the email, the suggested email address should be langa at tut. Yeah. So the first letter of the surname is capitalized, and on the name we only take the first character, and we also do what? We make it uppercase. So let's go this side and attempt to do that. So on the surname, we already know that this EDT is not empty. So we want to actually extract the first name from the EDT. So we are going to say ANSI string first name is equals to take the text that is typed inside the EDT first name box. I also want the surname typed to say take the name coming from EDT surname does not want to work. Okay, let's see, EDT last name, maybe that's why. EDT, okay, EDT last name. We also want to take the text. So now it's time for us to build an email address. So initially I'm just going to assign my email to an empty string by using the global variable empty ANSI str. So this is the same as when I'm just saying double quotes. Ne? Then I want to start building my email. So I will say my email is equals to my email plus the surname, but on the surname, the first character should be capitalized. So I'm going to say s name dot substring from the beginning, take only one. Now, after taking this string, I want to then make it upper case. Then it's going to take the R. This is S name, so Ilanga. So it's going to take L in upper case, and then the rest of the characters I want them in lower case. So maybe let's not confuse it. Let's bring it there. Let's have say name there. Let's try to break this down. I don't want to do a lot of things on one line. So let's have say name is equals to this line, which only gets the L, right, in uppercase. And then now I want to say name is equals to say name. You'll remember say name already has L, so I do not want to leave it behind. So L is equals to L plus the other characters of my name. So I'm going to say as name dot substring from where, from 2 up until where, up until the length of my name. Length. So you remember the length will actually take also counting the L. Therefore, it's going to go outside of our string. So we bring it back by 1 because the L we had already skipped it there. Okay? Great. So our surname should now be okay. Therefore, we can now say our email is actually equals to our email plus our surname for now. So here, actually what we are extracting is anger. So we can just go and make this lowercase to be safe. Anger. So that's what we have. We have anger there because L was extracted there, and also because we are starting at index number 2. Great. So now let's continue. Let's go and take the initial of the first name. So I'm going to also introduce ANSI string initial equals F name. I can just do that to get the first character. I can just do that to get the first character. And then finally I can say my email is equals to my email plus initial. plus at tut.ac.za. Then hopefully my email should be generated. So let's now go and display this email inside TEdit. Email text is equals to email. So let's see if we are not writing rubbish here. Somehow I feel like somewhere we are writing rubbish. Come on now, come on. Am I still in the meeting? Okay. On the if statement, are we not supposed to use the UDT last name? Okay. Let us see. I think so. Let's see. Langa. Okay, so it's working correctly, but let's just double check the question as Ms. Moleko is saying. Are we not supposed to ensure that the last name value is not blank? Yes, Ms. Moleko, you are correct. Yes, you are correct, Ms. Moleko. So we are supposed to check the last name if it's not blank or not. But yes, the results are working. The result is working. Our email is generated nicely. Let me hear from you guys. Anything say you zoomed too much, please unzoom. Sorry, sir. Sorry for hitting your eyes. Any questions there on generating the email? And yes, Ms. Milikwa, we were supposed to use the EDT last name. You are correct. Any questions? Okay. No questions, I think. So let's look at number 2. Let's look at number 2, which is actually the edit email address TEdit. And then in this event, we are supposed to write the following code to generate office information. So we must generate the staff's office information in the following format example. So the information will be building 2, for example, a colon, room 10. So they are saying the 2 inside this string actually represents the number of vowels present within the staff's last name. And then the 10 represents a random number generated from 1 to 20. And then there is the output like that. So this is 1.2. So your job is to go and look for an event handler that is written 1.2. I'm quickly going to delete this quickly so that I don't copy my answers. Yes. So you look for an event handler that has the comment 1.2 as also described where on the question paper. Then let us start by generating the staff's office information. So we have this information. So I am going to start by getting the number of vowels from the staff's last name. So I'm going to introduce num vowels there, I will say equals to 0. Why? Because we are going to be accumulating. Therefore, we need a starting point. Great. So now let's go and count the vowels inside last name. We are going to say ANSI string last name is equals to EDT last name get the text. And then now let us create a for loop because we want to check character by character inside our string. So we're going to say int I equals to 1. Our ANSI string begin at 1. And then I is less or equals to because we are beginning with 1. And then here we are going to say loop for the length number of times, meaning loop for the size of all the characters inside our string. And then this will be our for loop. I see a one there. Please put this record on bright space. I was struggling to join. I was struggling with my join late. Noted. Great. And then now it's time for us to count the vowel. So I want to check if a certain character is a vowel. So I'm going to say if my last name, but the character inside that last name is actually a vowel, which is a L name, I is equal to E, or L name, I equals I, or L name, I equals E, or L name, I equals O, or L name, I equals U. Is it U or U? U, yeah. U. Like that. But now, if I can hear from you, what is wrong with this if statement? Will we get the exact number of vowels, or will it even count the vowels? What is wrong with this if statement?
Say, I think the statement won't give us like all the correct answers because it doesn't accommodate the small letters.
Great. Wonderful. So if it founds the lowercase letters, they will not actually be counted as the vowels. So in order to solve this, obviously, since I am lazy, I'm not going to go and include another conditional statement where I'm checking for lowercase statement. Rather, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the entire text and make it uppercase. All the text, I'm going to make it uppercase. Then I can just leave my conditional statement alone, just like that. So we know once everything is uppercase, then this will successfully count correctly. And then what we just do in here, we just say num vowels plus plus. So if it finds a vowel, it must increment by 1, and so on, and so on, and so on, until it completes. So next thing what we are supposed to do is to also get the 10 there, which represents a random number generated from 1 to 20. So I'm going to say int room number is equals to 1 plus random 20. Is this the correct formula to get random numbers between 1 and 20? Okay. And then from here, what we want to do now is to actually build this information. So we are going to start with building, and then we concatenate our number of vowels. We also concatenate a colon followed by room, and then we concatenate that random number. So let's go. I'm going to the ANSI string. Let's say office info equals building, and then we concatenate the number of vowels. So the number of vowels is type int, and if we just write it like this, it will attempt to add integer to a string together, which is impossible, as you can also see with the line. So what we are supposed to do is to convert this int to a string using the method int to string. Then once it's a string, we are able to concatenate it. Okay. And then we further go and add a colon and a space, and we write room, and then we leave a space there, or we can somewhere just concatenate everything since while we have it. So room, and then we concatenate room number, which is also a string, which is also a string, and then we convert, which is also an int, sorry, and then we convert it to a string using the int to string method. And then we have our office number created. And then lastly, we send this information to a TEdit. So we have edt office, and then the text is equals to office. So let us see if we are not writing gibberish. Any questions?
Sir, the random numbers there, is it correct, or is it not supposed to be 1 plus 19 and then it gives you from 20? If I'm not mistaken.
1 plus random 19.
Yeah, I'm asking. It's
Oh,
not maybe supposed to be like that if you are looking for numbers from 1 to 20.
okay. I'll shortly answer you.
Okay.
Let's just do this quickly. Number R,
So,
root 12. Yep. Yes, sir.
so whenever you concat from a string, you use the int to string, and whenever you concat from an integer, you still use the same conversion function.
When I convert from int, I use int to string. Then
And
when I
from a
convert string to something else, I use the method string to int or string to is there double? Nope, I think it's float. Yeah, string to float.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, sir.
All right. And then coming back to the random number, I don't know who was asking that, but I think here what should guide you is the English, ne? The English should guide you, because there's a difference when we say generate from and generate between. Anyone who wants to maybe just tell me, when I say generate from, what do I mean, and when I say generate between, what do I mean? Okay, so when we say generate from, we are actually saying the minimum number and maximum number should be included as part of the generation. So meaning this, by when we say from, we are actually meaning inclusive. Inclusive meaning 1 must also be part of the result and 20 must also be part of the result. But when we say between, we are being exclusive, meaning the minimum number and the maximum number are not needed. Minimum and max not included. That's what we mean by these two terms. So in this case, I'm not sure if I said between or what. Let me just double check. So I said from 1 to 20, meaning 1 and 20 should be part of the results. And if that's the case, then this expression is wrong. So if we want 1 to be part of, or the minimum number to be part of the equation, then we have to come and say plus 1. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
No. No, sir, can you please explain again?
Okay. Actually, let me give you the correct formula for generating random numbers. So the formula goes like this: and equals minimum plus random. Then inside the random function, we write the number which, when we add to the minimum, gives us the maximum. So in our case of 1 to 20, we are going to write 19. Because when we say 19 plus minimum, what do we get? We get the 20, which is the maximum. So inside the parenthesis of random, we will always write a number which, when we add to minimum, it gives us the maximum value. Right. So when we look at this formula, so this is basically value which added to min gives max. So when we leave our equation like this, what we are now saying here is we are actually going to generate numbers between 1 and that value, which is 19. This will not include the maximum value as part of the result. So if we want the maximum value, all that we do is to add a 1 there. So converting this formula, we would have 1, which is our minimum, plus random. And what is the number that we can add to 1 that will give us the maximum number of 20? It's 19. So we are going to say 19. So when we leave it like this, it will only generate numbers from 1 to 19. from 1 to 19. So if we want the maximum number, which is 20 included, then we have to do a plus 1 inside. Did we all catch that? I guess not. Okay, another way to rewrite this, we can always say the minimum value random, the maximum value minus the minimum value. Then if we say from, and then you can do a plus 1. If we say between, you just leave it like that. So we are going to come in here and replace max minus min. So our max is what? Is 20 minus the minimum, which is 1. So this will give us from 1 to 19, because 20 minus 1 is 19. But if we also wanted the 20, then we will add a plus 1 again there. Does it make any sense?
So say like when the question says that I can generate random numbers between 1 and 20, we're going to use the 20 minus 1.
Yes.
Okay.
This should be your normal formula at all times. But if now they say inclusive, then if you want to just do inclusive, you just say plus 1. But this should always be your normal formula. Inside random, have your maximum number minus your minimum number. And don't forget this one or the minimum number again here as well. Is that okay with everyone? Say, can you fix your vowels? You wrote R, A, E, R, A, E, E. The money, let's see. R, A, E. Oops. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for that, Timani. All right, yeah. And then this should do the trick. Are we all satisfied with this? Especially this part of random numbers. Are we all satisfied? Okay. So let's do that one more time. Let's see if the results are going to be that we expect. So let's see. Last name, Timani. First name. What happened now? Let's see. Last name, Timani, and then first name. I don't know your first name, so I'll choose Joe. And then we have our output there. So even though I have entered in caps, it was still able to display it the way that they wanted. And then leaving this box, we are able to get the output. So it says there are 3 vowels inside your surname, which is E, A, E, correct, and then room 17. That seems to work pretty fine. And then when we press submit, the information is supposed to be displayed this side on the label. And then there it is, of which we didn't do, but I think we already have the solution somewhere. So let's see. I'm not going to erase this now. Let's go back to the question first. Okay, 1.3 button submit. For an on-click event, write code to the following. Verify that all the information is entered. In a case where one T-edit is blank, write the message, some fields are blank as the group box's caption. Okay? So we have a group box this side, ladies and gentlemen. We have a group box there, which initially has the caption staff details. So they're saying if we press submit and maybe one of the fields were not filled, then we have to update this caption to some fields were not filled, as also seen in the screenshot there. Some of the fields are blank. Therefore, it should not update this label. But on successful validation, update all the labels inside the group box with the information entered. So this should be when everything is all filled, and we have seen this already. But let's just go through this code and see. So to verify that all the information is entered, I have to go and check inside every T-edit. So I'll say T-edit of last name, check if it's empty. Or I'm using the or operator, because if I find only one here that is not filled, I must do this. So I'm using the or operator. And then check the EDT first name if it's empty, the EDT email if it's empty, office location if it's empty. If one of these becomes empty, and then I want to update the caption of the group box. So the group box name I said is staff information, and then I say its caption should be some of the fields are blank. And then what do? I just return to stop this event from executing any further. But now, if we find that everything is filled, obviously, it will not execute this code. It's going to come down here, and then I extract all the information from the boxes, edt last name dot text, edt first name text, edt email text, edt office location text, and then I save them inside my local objects or variables. And then I just go to each label, label last name, label uses the caption property, and then I say update with the last name value coming here, that one as well, that was, and that one as well, and that one as well. That is why we are able to see output on the label. And then lastly, we have the clear button. This clear button, what it does, it just removes the text inside our TAD. So I can just say edt last name dot text is equals to an empty ANSI string. Remember, this is not declared anywhere. It is just a global variable available for us. Or I can use this syntax of just double quotes, and then empty ANSI string. Then the information inside the boxes will be cleared. Are there any questions? I think this was not difficult, or I don't know. Was it? Was it difficult? Let's see. Let's see, whose name am I using now? Bata. You were too fast, say. I was too fast. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll repeat that once more. Matonti K. Why is our K not uppercase? So something is not right, ne? Something is not right. And yes, of course, it cannot be right. Alright, we will solve that. And then office information. Why does it seem like I'm always getting 13? Because I would say every time I run this, okay, but it changes 12. But 13 comes up and then okay. And then submitting the information is there. Let me take out this and then try to submit. Submit, and then it says some of the fields are blank. Okay, we should actually just clear all of this. And then when we press clear, the information inside this T-edit goes. We should also maybe try to restore the captions to default values. Okay, people said I was too fast, so let us start from the top once more. So here what we are trying to do is we are trying to check if a certain T-edit is empty. So I am going to say if the text inside EDT last name is empty, or if the text inside EDT first name is empty, or the email is empty, or the office location is empty, then I want to do this. So you'll remember when we use the OR operator, only one of these conditions needs to be true. So if 1, 2, 3 can be filled, but this one becomes empty, then all of this becomes true. Because with the OR operator, only one needs to be true. Okay, so now in a case where all of them were not true, and then these statements in here will not be executed. Rather, the statements that follow will get executed. So here I am declaring 4 objects of ANSI string, and I'm saying the object called lName should get the value from the EDT last name using the text property, because we want something that is inside a T-edit. So we use the text property. Fname as well must go and get a text from the EDT first name T-edit. The email as well must go and get the text from the EDT email. The office must go and get the text from the EDT office location T-edit. With all that information, I am now saying the first label first name, label last name, which is this one. As you can see on the pop-up there, it says LBL last name. LBL last name. So I'm saying that label, its caption is last name, which is this one that we got from the T-edit. Label first name, its caption is equals to the first name variable, which is holding what? The text coming from EDT first name. The label address, its caption should be equal to the email object, which is holding the text coming from the email. Same case for label office location. And then lastly, for the button of clearing, one method is we could go and clear the text boxes by saying this box assign its text as an empty ANSI string. This box assign its text to an empty ANSI string. So this and this will be equivalent. Empty ANSI string written like that, and the double quotes are one thing. And then we also go to the email box to say assign its text to double quotes, meaning empty. EDT of its location, assign its text to an empty string. Now look at, now I'm using empty str and there I'm using empty ANSI string. Now you remember this comes from the string class, and then this one comes from the ANSI string class. But in whichever one there, it makes the same result. But now another way to actually reset the entire interface. Let me quickly just check if I have it in there. I hope I do. Oh, I only have the constructor. Oh, okay. I don't have it, so we cannot do it as of yet. Yes, so this will be our solution for now. You can also go an extra mile and also reset this to their default values. Ne? So you can just go and copy this, paste it there, and say this label is actually equals to last name, because initially it came as last name. So you do the same for the other ones. Was I a bit slow this time around? Was I a bit slow? What about, okay, let me just take it from the top. Let's see where I think this I answered. And then random 20 will generate 20 numbers from 0 to 19. Adding 1 will generate 20 numbers from 1 to 20. Yes, if you only have random 20, we will have random numbers from 0 to 19. Yes, you're correct, from 0 to 19. Because when you do not do any additions, we are being exclusive. So if we add a 1 to our random, we will now include the 1 part, which is the minimum part, and then this plus 1 at the end. Where is it? Yeah, this one is actually multiplying. But if it works good, but including the 1 there as a minimum will actually limit your results to say they should start at this number which is here. So if we have 20 plus 1, we now have numbers ranging from 1 to 20. I'm not sure if this multiplication will work. I'm not sure, Marshall. I haven't tried it, but thanks for that. So you can just try that and tell me what happened. Okay, so will it still display the message on the group box if you use show message? No, it will not. Or show message works as a standalone. Yes, show message is like see out, ne? Show message is just like see out. It has nothing to do with the controls. Yes, Butter, thank you for that. And then Matun said I was too fast. I'm sorry, sir. And then Timani says, so sir, will I be wrong to use this formula? One run. Nope, you will not be wrong. So this will still be correct. Why am I answering butter? Am I looking for butter before I read? Okay, Temani, you'll still be correct, ne? This is actually the triple one way, so still works even in here. I know I have tried it, so you'll still be correct. And then say, aren't supposed to have randomized function to get different numbers? Yes, we should. That's why I was complaining about that 13. I wanted someone to raise that issue, ne? So we need to have random mice. But if I can tell you the truth, it makes no difference. But anyway, for the sake of the course, yes, please have the randomized function. And then Ms. Malekwa says, what about the clear function? I'm assuming clear as in clearing the T edit. So let's go here and see if we can have a clear. If it's clear, then it should work. So if clear is able to clear items of list boxes, it means it can also clear the text from the T-edit. So Mr. Mulekwa, you have an alternative there. Thank you for that heads up. Let's quickly try it out. I'll just write nonsense. I already know this works. So let's press clear. Which one was it? EDT first name. So let's see if it clears. Wonderful. So yes, Ms. Mulekwa, a clear method also works. This is actually a good one, yeah. Recording has started. Why is it starting now? It can't be now. I'm sure someone has played with it. But anyway, yes. That is practice 1. Are there any more questions that you want to ask? Any clarity that you need? Are you all sorted? Yes, you can ask. I'm not sure if people are raising hands or what. You can just ask, unmute and ask. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.